Hello everybody, it's Brittany. Welcome back to Life in the North 40. Today, I think I'm excited. Maybe not, but I think it will be worth the work. I am going to wash my laundry by hand. So, I have a variety of options to use, different kinds of buckets, different agitators. I'm really excited. I've never done anything like this before. All DIY, all off grid. This is not something I would want to do all the time. No way. I'd rather have a washing machine. But it's going to be great to have the equipment needed to wash laundry if we ever lose power for extended periods of time. So if you live in a hurricane, tornado zone, flood zone, where you have like natural disasters, or if you just want to choose to do this off grid, this is going to be a video to watch. I hope I don't ever have to use this all the time, but I will sure be glad I have the equipment if I need it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to our channel and let's go. I think the toughest part of this entire process is going to be lighting that fire and actually getting the water boiling. I hope it doesn't take forever, but you never know. It's me. A lot of things go wrong all the time. So hopefully I can get the fire going. Let's see. Our homemade fire starters. Okay, about 8 years later I finally got the fire going. That definitely was a lot of work. I wanted to cheat and just use some warm water, but I have to do it the right way. I had a really horrible fire starting day today. I swear sometimes you just can't start a fire to save your life. So Rick came and helped me. I'm going to put our Carolina cooker on there. It's a 17-gallon water pot cauldron. So I'm going to get the water boiling because I want to do this with warm water. I think it's going to help get out the grime and mud and dirt easier if you have hot water. Obviously, if you only have cold water, you can still wash your clothes. We wash our clothes on cold cycles all the time, right? As you can see, I have a variety of wash basins and buckets. This is my Gallagher hand wringer. I am so excited to use it. It wrings out your water, so Gallagher water wringer, technically, I think. This is going to help squeeze the excessive water out of your clothing. It says to be careful with buttons and zippers. Don't put them through the two rolls here because it can break them or it can damage the roller. This is pretty soft, but it's kind of like a squeegee rubber material to help get the water out. And then there's a tension screw right here to make the rolls tighter together down there. It has these tensioners that allow you to squeeze onto your bucket so you don't have to hold onto the wringer or bucket while you're cranking this out. So that's awesome that it attaches to the side of your bucket. Okay, so I had to come into the house and attach this to the side of the counter so I would have it sturdy enough to try to put this drain plate on. I don't know how this is supposed to work. Whew! I don't know how I did that, but that took a lot of grip strength. Okay, cool. Drain plate installed finally. Once again, only took me about 30 minutes. Oh boy. And then I'm really excited about this Columbus washboard. Columbus, I think, is the only company in the US that actually makes washboards still. I think they founded this in about 1895. And they have a couple different ones. They have, I think, a galvanized steel, a steel, and then a glass one. And then they have a couple different patterns. It has the normal wave form of the metal, and then it has little spirals on the ridges and indents, and I think that just will help agitate it a lot more. So make sure when you're done using your washboard that I've researched, you need to take it out of the water so it doesn't rust and so your wood doesn't get ruined just being in water the entire time. So make sure you clean this and let it dry between uses. This bucket we got at a farm feed store. And then I have additional pails for my clean water and just hauling the water from my boiling cauldron water into this basin here. And these 2 pails that I'm actually probably going to be doing either the rinsing or the washing in, they're actually dairy pails for milk, for goat milk, cow milk, something like that. But they're a great size for small loads of laundry. And they're actually, I have 2 different sizes. And again, I just got them at a farm feed store. So a lot of different stores have these. And online, this bright blue washing wand is from washingwand.com, and it is supposed to help cycle and spin your clothing. As if you can see on the bottom there, it has a pattern of cutouts, so it really allows you to move your water around well, and you use it like a plunger. If you've seen any kind of DIY washing machines for off-grid, they often use like a 5-gallon bucket and a plunger. This is the same concept. All you do is you go up and down like you're plunging a toilet, and it's going to help agitate your clothing. It's going to help swirl your clothing around. So I think this will be good for moving your clothes around, but I think the washboard will probably be better for getting out stains. And really, I think what you have to do if you really are off grid or doing this when the power's out, you need to be able to soak your really soiled clothing in a room temperature wash basin, or even overnight, because that's really going to help break down that dirt and grime and mud. I don't have any specific laundry soap yet for off-grid type. I'm just going to use a bar of soap. Also, if I was soaking clothes before, I would just use normal detergent, like liquid detergent, Tide, something like that, to help remove those stains or greases and let them soak. Or honestly, if that's all you have, that's probably fine, but I think there is specific soap you can use for wash basins that are meant for washboards or even environmental friendly, so you're not killing all your grass and plants around you when you're dumping your water out. So those are all my elements. I'm really excited. I think now that my wood's finally burning, I'll have enough to break it down into coals and to get my water boiling. Oh, it's really heavy. Whew. Ah, perfect. Okay, now we're going to fill it up with water. Okay, I don't have a clothesline or anything, so I just grabbed some 550 cord and some clothespins, and I'm just going to use this fire rack that we have extra. Underneath this tarp is just a lot of firewood that we have to cut for next year. 550 cord is good for everything. Who knew, huh? Guess a laundry clothesline is something I need to invest in. I had one growing up. My mom, we had one hanging from our back deck all the way over to a really far tree that they installed, and it even was like on a pulley system. It was super fun. I actually really liked drying our laundry that way. All right, the water's finally ready, so I'm gonna bucket it over to my wash basin. Put a clean bucket of water right here. So just water, no soap will go in that one. It'll be our rinsing bucket. Cool, here we go. We're gonna put these dirty clothes into the wash basin. I have a hand towel, a couple socks, and a t-shirt. Just gonna try a few at first and get the hang of this. And then I bought the standard family size washboard, and they say to get it wet at first. And then rub your soap along the metal. That way when you actually put your clothing on the metal, it already has soap on it and you don't have to try to put the soap onto the t-shirt or the towel or any article of clothing. They also say to turn your clothing inside out, that way the logos don't rub off. Same if you have zippers or buttons, turn your clothing inside out so you have a lesser chance of ruining your item. I'm gonna put a little extra soap in this armpit area. Rick will thank me later. Otherwise, if you see visible stains, I would rub your bar of soap on there. Again, I don't have a specific bar of soap for laundry, but I know there are certain ones out there and I'm gonna be looking into those into the future to see what would be best. I'm gonna start with the sleeve and rub it in a circular motion. On one side. And then you're gonna wanna flip it over. To wash both sides. This is a workout. Maybe I'll have washboard abs after this. Or Popeye biceps. Okay. I'm gonna put that back into this water. And then next I have a hand towel. I'm just gonna hold it up at the top so it doesn't droop back down into the water right now. For small items like socks and underwear, you can bunch them up in your hand as you clean it. Okay, I'm gonna set the washboard aside. Now we're gonna try the plunger washing wand. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that's cool. Go up and down and spin it. It creates a little spin cycle like you do in your wash machine. I think this together with a washboard is perfect. You can set this flat against the bottom too, and it pulls the water in and creates like a little spin cycle. And this is what it looks like underneath. The wand would be really good to use, especially if you have liquid detergent in here and you kind of want to wash it that way first and then do the washboard. Rick's in the shop unloading some wood he just bought for our off-grid cabin we're gonna do, and Sarge is torn between staying with me or going with him. So he decided to pick halfway point, neutral ground, and protect us both. Okay, now we're gonna do the Gallagher water wringer hand crank. The nice thing about this is the drain plate can go either direction, so you can have it run back into this basin or you can run it back outside. But first we need to rinse our clothes into this clean bucket. I squeezed off all the excess soapy water. Now we're gonna put it in this clean one. You could probably use your washing wand again to cycle these clothes around, really rinse them out. Now I'm going to wring them out and put them through the hand crank. I would not do this with a long sleeve shirt on. It's getting all over and running up my arms. Okay, squeeze as much excess off as you can. I'm going to fold it in half so it fits. I'm super excited about this part. gonna do the bottom first. Kind of feed it in. Gotta feed it in by, looks like, kind of have to crank it in. Yep, there we go. Oh wow, that's amazing. Look at all that water coming out. I love modern technology, but this is so cool. Okay, you could probably even go a couple times through, but for the sake of this video, I'll just do the other items. Now these towels, as you know, hold a ton of water, so I'm gonna really squeeze this out. No, yeah, that is so worth it to get one of these. Look at all that extra water you can't squeeze out. It's the only thing hard about this is one hand's got to crank and the other one's got to feed it. There we go. Look at all that excess of water. This hand crank water wringer is so worth it. This is amazing. Okay, Rosie. I think she's calling everybody home. Here comes all the other girls. She's like, it's bedtime. Hang it up to dry. $5.50 cord kind of sags a little bit, but that's okay. We'll do. Let me smell these too. Nice. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY off-grid laundry video. It was an experience for me. I hope you learned a couple things. Give me any suggestions that you have in your comments because this is new to me too. So I love learning about new skills or new kind of tips or tricks that you can do. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And all the chickens say good night. See you next week.